All right, so we're now talking about basic budgets and we're going into expenses. Now, expenses, I think, is the most important part of figuring out your budget if you're a beginner at budgeting, because that is where you're going to figure out how you can save money and how you can better improve your lifestyle through your own spending. So the first one is, of course, expenses that are fixed. Fixed expenses like your rent, mortgage, car payment, things that are going to be the same every month. Now, if you decided to do bi-weekly payments because you get paid bi-weekly, that's fine. You can do that and still call that fixed. But the problem with bi-weekly is 2 times a year, instead of 2 payments, you're going to have 3. And so those 3 payments create a little bit of a problem where the fixed expense you're expecting is actually going to be 50% higher. But if you're getting paid bi-weekly and your expenses are set up to coincide with your pay, you should be okay. So there should be no difference there, as long as you didn't include that fixed payment as extra income every month. Then you don't need to include that fixed expense as extra expense every month. They will just kind of equal out. You'll have a few dollars extra left over. Kind of a long explanation for that, isn't it? So fixed expenses are essentially things that come out the same every month. Now, variable expenses are many different things. Like your groceries could be variable. You might spend the same amount or buy the same things weekly. In that case, you might be able to put it on fixed, but most likely variable. Things that you're going to be doing, like entertainment, going out to movies or concerts, or anything that you do that might change from month to month, is going to be a variable expense. And you may want to set up a fixed budget so that you know you're not going over a certain amount each month. You might say, I'm only going to allow myself $150 a week for going out. Maybe I want to go to a movie once a week. That's going to add up pretty quickly. And then there's concerts you want to go to, so you have to force yourself to save up some of your entertainment money for whatever it is you want to do. Like a concert that's going to be expensive, or maybe you're going to a pro event that it costs a fair amount for a ticket, and you want to go out and just enjoy that event. That's something that's going to be variable, but you can turn it into a fixed expense if you say, I'm going to put aside this much money every month for entertainment. So that can be variable or not. Things like eating out at restaurants can be a variable expense, but again, you can also put yourself on a fixed thing like that. Like you say, okay, I'm going to allow myself to go out every Wednesday at work for lunch. The rest of the time, I'm going to put that as part of my grocery bill and take a lunch to work. I might say every Friday night, allow myself to go out for a nice meal, and I'm going to allow myself X amount of dollars to do that nice meal and, go out and enjoy myself. Those things can be variable or fixed depending on what you do, but typically to start off, you're probably going to put them in the variable expense area because they're going to change from month to month. And as you get more efficient with your budgeting, it's something you might want to put a little bit of a control lever on and make it a fixed expense. So if that gives you some idea between the difference between fixed expenses and variable expenses, that's good, because we're going to continue on with basic budgeting and how we can break down some of these things even further. Hope you join me next time. Please click subscribe and like, and hope you'll follow along for the next video.